Yesterday, a truck went up in flames on the N1 north of Johannesburg, causing major traffic disruptions on the busy freeway. The incident happened between the Olifantsfontein and New Road off-ramps in Midrand. The truck was ferrying a cargo destined for Durban. The driver of the truck escaped unhurt.
A cargo engulfed in flames on the N1, bringing north and southbound traffic to a standstill. The truck was transporting an assortment of goods to Durban.
The driver was informed by other motorists that it looks like there's a fire at the back, of which he managed to stop the vehicle and he tried to extinguish using the fire extinguisher. Fortunate part was he had a fire extinguisher with him.
Emergency services were summoned, but it was too late. The cargo reduced to ashes. The damage is estimated to run into thousands of rands.
The problem with the truck is it just loaded the sprays and all the stuff, so they started shooting, and that's when we started stopping the traffic so that people mustn't pass.
No one was injured in the blaze. The cause of the fire is being investigated. SABC News, Johannesburg.
Now, for more on the story, we're joined by the spokesperson from EMS Johannesburg, Mr. Robert Mulaudzi. Sir, thank you very much for coming through. We understand it's a very busy period. We've just had the JMPD spokesperson, Wayne Minar, talking about speed being the main cause of these kind of incidents. What is your take on that?
Yeah, we from our side, we attended to a number of incidents over the festive period. To be exact, on our New Year's Eve celebrations, we received over 250 emergency calls throughout our call center. Most of those emergencies were mostly assault cases where people, get intoxicated and then from there they start fighting. And also we had a number of pedestrian accidents and of course motor vehicle accidents. Mostly the people who have been treating, you could see that they were, under the influence of alcohol. And unfortunately, out of those 254 incidences we have attended to, we lost about 6 people. The other 2 were pedestrians who were before they actually consumed alcohol, and then they started walking on the highways, and then they were knocked by speeding vehicles. So generally those were the incidences which we have attended to. And of course in Hillbrow we had we were on standby there, making sure that people at Hillbrow celebrate New Year's Eve safely. We managed to treat about 6 people who were injured there. So we believe that this time of the year, this time around, they did manage to conduct themselves, and behave safely while they were celebrating.
So clearly, the experience that you've got working with the residents and inhabitants of Johannesburg has helped you in your preparation for this festive season, and that's why of the 254 cases that you dealt with, you lost tragically 6, but managed to make sure the other 248 managed to come out through alive. Now, with regards to this truck that went up in flames on the N1 north of Joburg, is it speeding that causes this kind of accident? Is it recklessness? Is it overloading? What is it that you've seen are the main causes for these kinds of road accidents? Yeah,
we attend to various different kinds of motor vehicle accidents, actually on a day-to-day basis. But we've realized that during this silly season, most of the drivers, they are actually under the influence of alcohol. I think we don't have to beat around the bush and try and make it look, they are consuming alcohol, and then from there they get behind the wheel, which is being irresponsible. Yes. So I don't think that the number of fatalities, it's always going to increase if motorists are not behaving. I mean, before you drive a vehicle, you know that you're going to enjoy yourself, and then from there, after enjoying yourself, you decide to get into behind the steering wheel. I mean, there's a lot of people who have lost their lives over the festive period. Those are some of the people who might be our ministers tomorrow, doctors, nurses, and other professionals out there. They are actually gone. I mean, caused by irresponsible motorists who consume alcohol before they drive. I mean, each and every motorist, when you go for your driver's license, you know that you are not supposed to consume alcohol before you drive your vehicle. I mean, everybody's talking about it. The minister and everybody, is talking about the very same issue. So up until we as motorists, we start, making sure that we drive safely, we're not going to reduce these incidents. Lately, there is this trend, Kendall, about parents, parents, they love their kids very much. We understand that. You find the kid standing in between the driver's seat and the passenger seat while they're driving. And we must still, what is it that we are supposed to say to people like that? When you try and, understand why are you allowing your child to be standing in between the seats, you will get a very,
but that's not
irresponsible.
But that's not even a lately trend. That's been happening since I was a child.
Exactly. So now what we're saying is, you see that on a day-to-day basis. And in most of these incidences, when we respond to this incident, you find that maybe the child is missing. We have to look for a child. And of course, when you find the child has already lost his or her life. So these are some of the incidences we come across on a day-to-day basis where it's got nothing to do with, the traffic officers or Robert Mulaudzi, wherever he is. It's about you as a motorist being behind the wheel, making sure that you're obeying the rules of the road and you don't drink before, and then from there you start driving on the roads. So from our side, those are most of the incidences which we're attending to over the festive period. We're just hoping that now that schools will be opening, people will be coming, most of the people will be coming to Johannesburg.
Yes.
So we want to urge our motorists out there to drive safely so that we can maybe reduce the number of these fatalities.
Robert Mulaudzi with a very, very straightforward language there. Be safe and take care of your children. Do not drink and drive, and do not be reckless while you're behind the wheel. That's a spokesperson from EMS Johannesburg, Robert Mulaudzi.